All right, so I'm looking at this story of a volleyball player in BYU, a female volleyball player who was her mother sitting in the stands, and the female volleyball player accused a fan of calling her the N-word, calling her a ninja. Okay. And that all through the game, the volleyball match, and that surprisingly, in this age of social media and everybody's phone is out. Not anybody else aside from the athlete and her mother sitting in the stands, not even a security guard who was directly next to the stands, heard these racial slurs. What's going on, everybody? My name is Chris Rice and Sola Scriptura. I'm gonna try to keep this short. It's amazing how, and I was watching a video and it was talking about that LeBron James, professional race baiter and race hustler, LeBron James, professional grifter, he already jumped on this story in a tweet and was, as well as a few other people, and was like, yeah, you be proud of, you continue to be proud and continue to be black, whatever that means. Continue to be black, but it's just amazing how these professional athletes continue to jump on stories without even knowing the full details. Like say, because the video, the YouTuber, he was talking about this is just another Jussie Smollett or Smollett, how do you pronounce the dude's name? It's just another case of Jussie Smollett, just like Bubba, I forget the race car, the NASCAR driver's name, but his name Bubba. He assumed that he saw a noose hanging in his garage, and it proved to be a hoax. Jussie Smollett, it proved to be a hoax. People immediately jumped against Nicholas Sandman and said that's a racial crime, that's a hate crime. When he was talking to them, he was yelling at the Native American, well, not him, but the Native American was yelling at him and banging his drums. Same thing with what's his homeboy's name, Kyle Rittenhouse. That's a hate crime, even though the people who were shot dead were white. And Breonna Taylor, what happened in what's the homeboy, Michael Sam, I think his name, in Ferguson, Missouri. I don't know, I don't remember his name. But all of this stuff, these athletes keep on jumping on these things, and even silly enough, if you can remember way back, I remember vividly, is George Zimmerman. George Zimmerman was called a hate crime for beating up, for defending himself. He didn't beat up, he defended himself against teenage Trayvon Martin, a black kid, was killed. He had some Skittles and he had Skittles and green tea, Arizona green tea with him. I love green teas, by the way. You should get them. And my beverage of choice in Hawaii. So, and even the football player who was said he's not diverse enough or he's not black enough or whatever, because how do you make the determination? This is what's so stupid. How do you make the determination of if you're black enough and if you're not black enough? Your daddy is black, your mom's white, your mama's white. Your mama's black, your daddy's white. You've been living in the country for 3 generations. Your descendants are from Africa, from the motherland. You're like, where do black people come from? They come from Haiti, they come from North Africa, they come from Central Africa. I'm pretty sure there are black people in Greenland, Iceland, India, Chile. There are black people in Russia and Mother Russia. So how do you make a determination between who was black, who was not? And then again, with these supposedly this supposed racial hate crime, which has been proven a hoax. It's only been out for a few days, but some people, including the YouTuber, are saying that it's nothing more than just a political stunt so she can get votes. Kind of along the same stupid lines. It's a hoax and all to gain sympathy. Oh, everybody look at me. Oh, woe is me. My daughter was serving the volleyball game and about 2 or 3 times, because I play volleyball, so the rotation you're going to be serving. She probably came up the bat probably about 3 or 4 times to serve the ball, depending on how large the team is. my teams were always about 6 people, so I got to serve fairly frequently, and I loved it. But it's neither here nor there. So, like, I wonder, first of all, like, a question for the audience: where do black people come from? Nobody knows. But yeah, no. How do you determine if you're black enough or if you're not? Nobody knows. How do you determine? And also in regards to this story in particular, how come only the athlete and her mom sitting in the stands, but nobody else sitting in the stands, and not even a security guard who was perched right next to the stands? Nobody else heard these hate crimes of calling her ninja, and her words every time she served the ball. There are other YouTubers covering this. I just wanted to throw my name in the hat. It's wild. This is the age of entitlement. This is the age of becoming a professional victim. Being a professional victim means that you are awarded privileges. That you will, that people just gonna look at you, gonna have sympathy for you, and gonna jump on your side like LeBron James and other people. Hey, maybe even Megan Rapinoe, probably somebody. They're just gonna jump on your side without even knowing all the facts, without knowing the details of the story, and like, oh, you poor thing, you poor baby. Hey, come on over here, and by the way, here's some money, and here's a book deal, and here's a Netflix documentary. Colin Kaepernick. I feel so sorry for you. Until next time.